Hello. Hello and welcome to the McTaggart Attack podcast. I'm Kevin McTaggart. I'm a stand-up comedian who lives in Vermont. And this podcast, the McTaggart Attack podcast, is basically how I give my opinions on whatever I want. You can email me, McTaggartAttack@gmail.com. You can find me on Twitter at KevMcT, that's KEVMCT, or the first three letters of my first and last name combined together into a Twitter handle. You can also find me on Instagram at McTaggartAttack. You can find me on Facebook. And you can find the Facebook page for the McTaggart Attack podcast there as well. As I said, this podcast is how I give my opinions on stuff, as it were. And I feel the need to give my opinion on this topic. What was it? Sunday at the Dallas Cowboys Green Bay Packers NFL game. Ellen DeGeneres, talk show host, stand-up comedian, was sitting next to former President George W. Bush in one of the skyboxes, and they appeared to be having a good time. They were enjoying each other's company. You know, they were smiling. They were caught smiling, sitting next to each other at an NFL game. And of course, people hate this. Ellen had to explain herself on her talk show the next day, basically saying how it's okay for people with differences, different beliefs, to sit next to each other and enjoy something, hang out, be friendly, be friends, talk to each other. I don't know exactly word for word for what she said, but that's the gist of the conversation. I'm not quoting her word for word, but it's like so. Yeah, that's what she said. What I read from what she said made so much sense. We have to be allowed. It's perfectly okay for us to be friends with people who don't believe in the same things we do. I mean, we can't be divisive and just shun people because they don't believe the same things that we believe. I mean, we all live on the same planet. You know, we're all in this together. We're all part of the same universe. It's perfectly fine for people of different beliefs. And can you find two people of more different beliefs than George W. Bush and Ellen DeGeneres? I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. And they're sitting there having a great time watching a football game together, and social media fucking explodes with anger that this happened. This reminds me of my episode I did a few weeks ago regarding cancel culture. What the fuck? I mean, seriously, you're gonna get mad. I'm not saying you don't have the right to get mad, but I have the right also to say how stupid it is that people are mad that this happened, that this occurred. People are outraged about this. First of all, there's so much other shit to be outraged about in this world. The fact that Ellen DeGeneres and George W. Bush sat next to each other at a football game and enjoyed it and had a good time watching a football game. Like, when I first heard about it, I thought, oh, people are going to hate it. People are going to hate this. Why? Because people hate everything. Like, and it had been going on for a few days now. Like, she explained herself on Monday. People are still upset about it. Like, I don't know if people want the Ellen show canceled because of this, but, like, I put out a tweet, last night. Did I mention follow me on Twitter at Kev McT? I don't know. Anyway, I said, if you think Ellen should be canceled for hanging out with George W. Bush, then you're the one who should be canceled. Yes, that I wholeheartedly agree with my own tweet. Okay? But of course I would agree with my own tweet. By the way, don't forget, follow me on Twitter at Kev McT. I don't know if I've mentioned that enough times already today. But, like, I got, like, replies. And it just annoyed the crap out of me. This one guy, Jimmy Time, at Time Commander, what a stupid Twitter handle. He replies, care to elaborate? And I said, and I wasn't sure. I didn't know how to, like, elaborate any more than that. And I'm like, I wrote, people are upset. She sat next to him at a football game. And then he wrote back, W. Bush is a war criminal and tried to change the American Constitution to ban gay marriages. You don't have brunch with the enemy when the war is over. And I replied back, was he charged with the war crime? And then he sent me a gift that said, oh, honey, I don't know, is that John Goodman or some shit like that? Or I don't fucking know. But, like, it wasn't brunch. It was a football game. They sat next to each other. I don't know if it was planned that they sat next to each other. I don't care if it was planned that they sat next to each other. But they fucking sat next to each other. Who fucking gives a fuck? And war criminal. Wait, was he charged with a war crime? I don't know if he was ever charged with a war crime. I don't even know any of that fucking shit. And trying to change the Constitution? Every fucking president wants to try to change the goddamn Constitution. Jimmy Time. Do I agree with his stance on gay marriage? No. Who gives a fuck if gays want to get married? Oh my god. I had someone else reply. Shiggy at SCHIGGY. South Park's still going and it's not canceled. Right, exactly. Right. Oh, I'm only going to talk about the angry ones that I got. Like, Creepy Christy. Christy Ossity. CHRISTIOUSITY. Please do cancel me for not wanting to spend my weekends chilling with war criminals. Believe it or not, there are many worse fates than cancellation. To me, this is one of them. Alright, I'm going to cancel her. Oh, she doesn't even follow me on Facebook. How did she find out about my tweet then? Okay, well, good. I was going to unfollow her, but she doesn't follow me. Yeah. So, okay. And then, yeah, then this other guy, Lefty Conspirator, making nice with war criminals has consequences. Right, okay. Making nice with war criminals? She sat next to him at a football game. Did she spend the weekend with him? The whole fucking weekend with him? Is that what fucking happened? Again, who fucking cares if that's what fucking happened? They went to a football game. They watched a football game together. Who fucking cares? Like, when I saw this article, I shared an article on Facebook. And what did I do? I was very sarcastic and snarky, And I was like, wait, people with different beliefs can't hang out together? The audacity! Are we in Russia? And I got a lot of likes for it. And that was encouraging. And but of course people hate George W. Bush. I hate George W. Bush as a president. I think he was a terrible president. I think he sucked. I think we went to war for no fucking reason because of this fucktard that we had in office back then. And I completely understand the hatred for George W. Bush. And because I hate him. But you're gonna get mad at Ellen for watching a football game with him? Seriously? I hate George W. Bush. I'm not mad that Ellen did this. I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. I think it's good that people with differences can enjoy watching something together. That's what life should be like. That's how we should be. We can have our beliefs, but like, we can't just hate someone and be angry at someone because their beliefs are different than ours. We can have civil conversations. We can sit at football games together. We can do other things together. We can fuck if we want to. What was encouraging about this, though, was that, like, I've gotten, like, almost 40 likes on Twitter for my tweet about it. And I got quite a few likes on Facebook for my sharing of the article about it, too. So I'm just convinced that this whole cancel culture, outrage culture, whatever the fuck culture you want to fucking call it, it's just the loud, angry minority is basically what it is. While most people are fine with this, there's always that small group of people who are going to be fucking outraged. And we have to listen to that small minority of people because they're fucking angry when most people are not angry about this and don't think it's a fucking big deal. Fucking big deal? Is that what I just fucking big said? Big fucking deal? Calm the fuck down, people. There's far more worse things to be upset about than goddamn comedians and former presidents watching shit together. Dear God, they want to try to watch something, enjoy something, find something in common that they had. You know, God forbid that fucking happens. As opposed to never speaking to each other. But dear God, we can have differences and we can still be friends. And that's the bottom line if you smell what the McTaggart Attack podcast is cooking.